Okay, so here we are with our bottles now all washed and clean and ready to organize. I'm starting off with soaking the containers in some warm soapy water. So far I have some basmati rice containers. I have 5 of those and one with nuts. As you know, storage containers are pretty expensive online, and to be in Jamaica and to pay for shipping, and the exchange rate is 160 to 1 to about 150 to 160 to 1 US dollars. It's far too much expense. It's far too expensive in these times when it's so uncertain where the next dollar is coming from. So I decided to save some money on storage. I'm so lucky. I looked and I found a couple more containers of the same size and everything. So this has been soaking overnight, but the labels are quite hard to come off. So I'm gonna do some research. The paper part is coming off, but the glue is not really coming off. So I'm gonna do some research and see how I can get those off, and then we continue with cleaning up these bottles. Okay, so I have a teaspoon. So I have a teaspoon of baking soda. So I'm gonna add some dishwashing liquid just to form a paste, and let's see how that works. So what I'm gonna do is scrape off these labels first where I can. The paper part is coming off. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just gonna put on a little layer of that soap powder and the baking soda. Sorry, I'm gonna put on a little layer of the soap powder and the dishwashing liquid and let it soak for a little and see if that makes it comes off any easier. Okay, so because these are plastic, I can't use like a scrubbing pad, so I got a soft dishcloth and I just use it now to rub off the labels. So they're coming off pretty good. I have another one here I put to soak. So now I put them back in hot water because overnight the water had cooled. So I'm just gonna show you. So now the labels are coming off. It's a little difficult, so you would have to decide if you want to go through all this trouble or just buy your clean jars, storage jars. But I also see this as recycling too. So I'm gonna soak the other side some more, and then I'll have clean bottles ready to be filled. So I filled up the bottle with some hot water to make it easier to get off this, just to sort of start releasing the glue, but that alone will not help. So I'm gonna try now the same baking soda, but I've put a little cooking oil in it, because the baking soda will act as like an abrasive, and the cooking oil will sort of mix with the glue to soften it. So I'm just gonna add this on in a little paste on the areas with the glue. It's gonna be a little messy. That's okay. I'll let it sit there for. I'll just keep testing it until the glue starts to release. Let me see. And it has actually started within a couple seconds. Oh, this is wonderful. So I'm gonna get some napkins to wipe it off. Here we go. And it's all off. So I'm gonna try the rest, then maybe I didn't have to use the other one with the soap and the baking soda. I'm just gonna try the oil. And the trick here is the hot water. It speeds up the process. And it's done. Just have to clean it up a little bit more, but that's it. That's wonderful. You just need to wash off the oil now. And that's it. So it has been a long day. I cleaned up about 14 bottles. This is where my workstation is. Quite a mess. I also have a big, this is what you call it, that my protein powder container. So it's a really huge container. So what I did, I filled it with hot water, and then I just took my time and took off the label, and any little residue that was left, I just used on some the same oil, cooking oil, with the baking soda. I use it on a piece of paper napkin and rubbed off the side. So now I'm gonna wash it off with some soap water. So now it has this oily look. Okay, so here we are with our bottles now all washed and clean and ready to organize. So these huge protein powder containers, as I said, to get the labels off, you have to put hot water inside them, and then you use the same solution I showed you to take off the extra glue off the container. So this one now, because it's so tall, I'm using it to store my lasagna noodles, and I keep them in the refrigerator. It was a little difficult to get off the edges. I just didn't have the time to finish getting it off, but they're smooth. I'm not sure why they're looking white. I think there's a little glue left on them, just a little bit, but that's fine because these are in plastic containers. So this is a good way to store my lasagna noodles. I can keep them for as long as I want inside the refrigerator. So here I have 3 of the bottles. So I have the covers here. So what I did with the inserts, I just soaked them in some bleach and soap and wash them off, and they're as good as new. But you can also cover them too with some plastic wrap or put a layer of wax paper in there, and it will go between the bottle and the cap. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna seal them, because these are I'm gonna use to fill up the box with. It's just one use. So once I pull the seal, so like this way, they'll stay as fresh as possible, just as if they were in the bag. So I'm gonna fill them up. This is a 16 bean soup mix. Won't fill up the container and look all nice and, you know, as a filled container, but it's just as good. So I'll cover that. Not yet. Not covering. We're not covering that as yet. We're gonna I have this this sticky, I'll give you the name shortly. I'm using this press and seal. It gives a pretty secure seal to any container it covers. So I'm just gonna put it over like that and run my finger around the edge at the top. Let me cut off this part first. So just run my finger along the edge, and it gives it a pretty secure seal. And then you can cut off the edges if you want. I just cut off a little of the edges. So I'll leave just enough, but it won't show once I put on the cover. or you could cut them out before. And now I'm gonna just put it on, take it down some more so I have a pretty secure seal, and then I'm gonna cover it. So that's one nice container, looking pretty okay. We're saving money here, so I don't think I need to label them. If you want to label them, you can label them, but I can see exactly what's in there. So I know it looks pretty to label, but I'm not going to be labeling them right now. Maybe later on, but not for the video. And here I have some chickpeas, same as garbanzo beans. Garbanzo beans, I think. They call them chana too. I just call them chickpeas. I'm gonna do the same thing for this. And here, next one, I'm gonna use my chickpeas. I find the Goya chickpeas boils pretty quickly. The Goya split peas, yellow split peas. This is what I use in my dal. My dal recipe is also on my channel. I have another pack. So when it's all filled up, it looks much prettier. So I'm gonna put on the seals for these two, and then we'll organize. So I'm gonna seal this, another one. So the whole point of having our storage containers is to be able to pack away our items in an organized way. So I'll be accomplishing that without expensive storage containers. It's still pretty good if you want to buy, but I have to pay a lot of money for shipping and all that. And right now, in these times, we have more priorities than spending extra money. I promised myself I won't be spending anything extra for the rest of the year. Just what I need to spend. So we just cover this one up, seal it at the corners. So if you are gonna use your let me see if I can give you an example of how I would use the plastic wrap, if I'm going to use a plastic wrap. So here I have a pretty big roll of plastic wrap, so it's going to be a little awkward, but this one, I'm just going to take it like this, just a little wider than the, and place it behind it. I'm going to place it behind it like that. There are some more. Just wrap it. Try not to block the camera. So I'm doing this from behind the camera. So here, I'm just gonna wrap it. Okay, so I've properly sealed it off. So I'll just place it here in the cover like that, and I could just cover my container. Nice and secure. You have to press on it a little because it's a little thicker than the normal, and that's it. So I have 3 containers here, and I'm not gonna leave them on the counter. I'm gonna find some space in one of the cupboards up top, and then when everything is done, I'll show you. Remember, this is part 1 of organizing your kitchen on $0. So you'll be just making use of what we have. So this is how they would look if I decided to leave them on the counter, looking nice and organized. You can turn it if they have a little handle to the side, like, so you could turn them this way too, or you can have it, or you could just turn them like that. I think the labels will make them look a little better, so that is for another video then. Here we go. Not bad for $0. So here we are now. I had to fix the middle lid, so everything is nice and even now. So this is not bad at all for $0. Okay, so stay tuned for the rest of my organizing your kitchen on 0 budget videos, which are coming up soon. And remember to like, subscribe, and share, and comment.